happy, joy, joy. Oh, another day of hell. Hey, Dana. Hey, Freezy. What do you mean it's about time? Ah, damn it. Jesus. Yeah, I know. Well. So, where have we been at? Well, this is what we've been doing. So, first things first, we'll bring this up. Let's see if we can get it in the frame. It's going to be really hard. No, it's too dark, isn't it? Yep, there we go. Trying to get this whole spatial relations thing. So there's the Detroit diesel built, done, weathered, ready to go. I know I'm really bad at this. The light is terrible because of where the camera is at, but there's the Detroit diesel ready to go. So that's being done. That was 10 hours worth of fun doing that one. And now we're on to the, for me, day 4 of doing the interior, which I don't know if I can get this up there, but there's the interior. It's so hard to tell. So there's the interior, day 4 for me on that one. Yeah, lots and lots and lots of small detail. So that's what we're working on right now, is the interior. When you start today, Katie, I'll start up hell some hell tonight. Yeah, exactly. So that's where I'm at today. So today I've got to put in the, where are we at right here? So in this little clip here is the 8-wheel drive shifter. And then in this little clip here is the transmission select for the automatic, which was a 5-speed Alliston automatic, 5 forward, 1 reverse. So I got to install that. The video is not doing justice, that's for sure, because you can't see how fine this detail is. I'm literally wearing microscopic glasses putting this thing together. And it's a pain in the rear. Big pain in my rear. So everybody was bugging me to stream today, so I'm streaming today. Here I am. I didn't know if you guys would like it or not, so it's something to do, I guess. It's just showing the equipment out there. I guess we're gonna have to take some really high resolution photographs and put them into the stream, so people know what I'm you can see it better, I guess. I don't know. It'd probably be helpful. God, I'm gonna have a cigarette. I've already been at this for a couple hours today, so yeah. I just figured I'd better turn on the stream so people can see what's going on. Give you an idea of how small parts are. Where'd one of them go? Here we go. Here's one. So this, in my fingers, is a 1 millimeter diameter rod. Now you can see it's got a little bit of green paint, or red paint on it. The other one had yellow paint on the end of it. That was to make a 1 millimeter by 1 millimeter stand for the air brake buttons to sit on, which are, I'm going to try to do this off camera. This is so hard to do. Backwards. So there's the air brake buttons right there. Just a little over 1.1 millimeters in size, sitting on top of a 1 millimeter rod. Yeah, that's the fun I'm having. Yeah, I can see the camera's not picking it up that well. It's so hard. But I'm having a cigarette first. Like I said, I already been at this for about 2 hours today. Doing all this photo-etch stuff is driving me nuts. This is the stuff that I waited forever, for about 2 months, for it to come in from Australia. So I'm so happy it's here because, as you can see, I'm just putting along. But each section of this build is taken better of. Like I said, this is day 4 for the interior. I mean, this is 4 days of making the pieces, bending the photo etch, gluing it in place, detailing each part, then making sure it's correct, and then going back to my reference photographs that I have for my truck that I drove, and making sure that the color codes are correct for the reference truck that I drove. You know, oh, just driving me batty. Driving me batty it is. So, let's get rid of them. Let's put on the giant magnifying lenses from hell, where I can actually see something. And let's see if we can get these parts to go in. So, gotta take this out of its little hole now. And then we're gonna set that down. Turn around the right direction. This has got to go in there like that. We're just gonna put a little drop, and I do mean little drop of Tamiya extra fine in there. And then we're gonna take this and stick this down in the hole. R. Oh my god, it went when first try it went in. What the hell? I don't think it's stuck. Nope. A little bit more extra thin on there. Insert that in that hole. I don't think it's sticking. Nope. She is not sticking. God damn it. Come on. Let's go down the hole. Yep. First shot, no problem. Second shot, forget it. Come on. There we go. Oh, yeah, no, it's in there. I think. Yeah. It's in the hole. No, I don't think it's sticking though. It's not. There it goes. There we go. Oops. That's how it should sit right there. Hopefully that's right. Come on, get down in the hole. Damn it. There we go. That's right. Phew. That was close. That's now stuck, I believe. Yep. That's stuck. Now that that's in the right spot, since we painted the base, then we could paint the handle. It's really hard to hold in your fingers, or lack thereof. Yeah, small fine tip brush. Over here. this Tamiya semi-gloss black. Now, the reason I'm going with semi-gloss is because this was a black plastic handle that was in the, it was just a cable operated shift mechanism, so it didn't have to be steel or anything. It was just cable that came down, what we call a Morse cable, that ran it to the tranny. Well, there we go. Got that painted correctly now. To me, a semi-gloss black. Clean up that brush. That'll lighten up a little bit, or won't be so shiny when it's done. Okay, then our next little adventure is we're going to be putting in the 4-wheel drive, or 8-wheel drive handle. So this was a steel handle that was actually hooked to the transfer case. So handle is just steel. So all the way forward was basically 2-wheel drive. All the way back was 8-wheel drive and locked. So we'll let that set up a little bit. Ta-da! So we've got those two little pieces in now. Let it dry for a second. Holy crap. Hey LMAO, what's up, buddy? Stream keeps buffering. It's not buffering on my end. KJ, hey Patch. Hey everybody. What am I making? I'm making a M1070 heavy equipment transport truck that I drove when I was playing in the sandbox. So I'm building the exact duplicate of the one that I drove. And I do mean exact duplicate. Right down to the colors and all that stuff. I'm lucky I have interior shots of mine, so I'm really lucky. Now we got to bring out our paint palette here. We have to do two things. Now, first I have to find what the hell I did with the steering wheel. Oh, there it is. So there's the steering wheel, partially painted on the outside edge, which is a flat black. You know, it's a typical steering wheel that's being left in the heat. I didn't paint the center yet because the center is going to match the shifter knob on the all-wheel drive. So they were originally, it's like a black, I don't want to say black Bakelite end on it, because it's not really right, but it was the same color as the center of the steering wheel, and the steering wheel was obviously an anodized steel in the middle spokes, but it was black but had turned this brown color, so it was like a black brown color, like a really, I know it's hard to describe. It's like the anodized black part of it had been really, you know, beaten by the heat and the sun. And it's the same with the shifter knob. And I see a lot of guys building this online, and they paint the shifter knob white, which is, you know, it's completely wrong, 100% wrong. There was no such thing as a white shifter knob in the head. They were probably came from the factory a black color, but because of age and heat and stuff, they turned this black brown color. So we're gonna mix some brown with a touch of black and get that color. So the colors are correct. You'll have to make a tiny caveman to go with it. A 1/35th scale caveman. Unga bunga. I'm driving it, goddammit. Oh, let's see if we can make. So we're gonna use. Oh no, XF. I guess it's gonna be XF. We're gonna use some NATO brown, I believe. Maybe some NATO brown and yeah, that's olive. Yeah, we'll use some NATO brown and some black and try and see if we can make that color up. Maybe that's too detailing. I don't know. But you know what I mean? I know. So what the hell? Okay, let's take some brown. Too much. So there's our NATO brown. And I need to change glasses because I need to see the color change dramatically. So that's our NATO brown. And we're going to take, I think, some semi-gloss black. I think that will make it like a sheeny anodized brown maybe. I don't know for sure if that's going to work. Gonna need more. It's kind of a milky brown. Darker. I think that's pretty close. Yeah, that's it right there. That's the color. So just on the edge is going to be the right color. So let's apply that here. Yep, that's definitely the right color. Okay, let's do the center of the steering wheel. Maybe they will. I don't know. I highly doubt it. But well, that's what color it was to me, so that's what color it's gonna be. Flip it over. More happening in here. just think it's important to be about as historically correct as you can get on this. I don't know why. It just is for me. And there we go. Probably no one will ever notice that, but whatever. I know it's there. So that's the correct colors for that. And that brown on that sugar turned out, yep, that's exactly how it was. Just badass. The only difference will be is I'll put the steering wheel on straight. RR. No, mine was on pretty straight. So, okay. Tibia extra fine. The knob. Stick that on there. Just like that. Perfect. There we go. Take them off. Hey, Chuck, what's up? Hey, Willie Puffers. Oh, I'm here. So I don't know if you can pick it up or not, but I'm trying to see around everything here. Spatial relations. Yeah, see, the camera's just not picking it up. So that's the kind of brown I was talking about. It's a black brown that was in the center of the steering from the anodization, kind of heating it and doing it. So here we go. Where are we at here? Back up the chat a little bit. Really hard to see. Ranch on everything. Pizza. Hey, Chuck's here. This is going to be one unique model. Yeah. Yes. Yes, it is. The key is patience. Lots and lots of patience. Just take your time. Don't rush anything. Pre-fit everything. Make sure it fits properly before you put it together. You know, so many people just rush and throw these things together and they end up looking like crap. They look like somebody, well, literally threw it together. So, you know. So on that note, you know, we just do it. I know people are gonna ask, well, if your truck was camo colored and then had the tan um, armor kit on the outside. Why is the grab handle on the passenger side tan, and why is the top of the heater system, which is, so we got the little grab handle here, and we got on top of here the heater control box, this plate that went down, so this and this. Well, why was that tan? It shouldn't be tan because it was a NATO interior. Well, when I got my truck, it was missing the handle, and the heater box cover here was just messed up beyond belief. So we had a damaged head in our supply, aka the hanger queen. So I took the grab handle off of it, and the heater control box over top, I took that panel off of that, so they were tan. So that came from a tan truck, this came from a tan truck, but they were in my truck. And then on some, you'll see that where the warning signs are here for rollover and inclination and all that stuff, that this panel behind was green. Mine was black, and that's how I got it. And the same with, it'd be NATO black. And the same with the DEEC cover, which is what this is right here. Not only does this double as a stand, to stand on if you have a gunner out your roof, but it's also underneath this DEECV cover, which is basically the computer that runs the M1070 head, even though it's mechanical injection. This is all the relay packs underneath here. Every single relay pack in the truck is underneath here, and all the wiring comes to this point of these two junctions right here. And then on the side, of the panel, it doesn't have fuses. So right here, if I can turn it up far enough, yep, on the side you can see all these little white dots. Those were all the circuit breakers, like an aircraft, for the head. So you didn't have a fuse to replace, a circuit breaker would pop, and then you could reset it, and hopefully the reset would work. It was just dirt or dust or something that caused the quick fault. If not, if you reset it and it popped again, then when you got back, you would take the 10 bolts. There was 10, was it 3/8 bolts on top of this platform here. You would take that off and see if your relay was bad. If the relay wasn't bad, then you would go find where the fault was on the vehicle that caused the circuit to pop in the first place. Usually it was dirt or dust had got, or water had got into something, and you just needed to pull the piece apart and clean it up and put it back together again. So that's the story on that one. LMAO, I am up early this morning, so can't stay, mate. Enjoy your stream. Thanks. Thanks, LMAO. Thanks for being here. Nina baby, I must be dreaming. What, daytime? Or, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm building a model, so whatever. Later, guys. Today's my birthday. Hey! Happy birthday, Chuck. This is Chuck's birthday song. It's not very long. Okay, there you go. So happy birthday, Chuck. So yeah, that is where we're at right now. Just going through, slowly making parts. Slowly, slowly, slowly. I know it must not be thrilling. Oh yeah, and those of you who haven't seen it yet. So we have the chassis made up. So there's the chassis made up, ready to go. We're not at the point of finishing yet, and of course this will sit right down over top of that, hiding most of the work that you did. But hey, I know it's there, so whatever. The big 55 today. Damn, that's a good reason for cake. Gotta love cake. Yeah, I turned 51 in January. So, yeah. 4 years behind you, big boy. Well, that pretty much does a majority of the interior. When I say majority, is I got to build the seat bases now, which yes, I didn't buy the upgrade kit for the seat bases. It was really cheap. It was only $24, but I was just like, God damn. 24 here, 24 there, 24 here. Next thing you know, you're broke from paying $24 for every little upgrade kit you get. Halfway to 110. Yep. Did that color dry right? Oh, yeah. Color dialed in. Perfect. Perfect. And then there's another mistake that I see guys do online too. So the vehicle was painted originally from Oshkosh in NATO green. So all the steel components were painted NATO green. And then they installed a sound deadening um, vinyl floor with a tread pattern on it in the floor. And then on the walls, they had sound deadening material that was also like a vinyl material, and it was olive drab. Now it's really hard to tell the difference in the through the difference, but so this is NATO green and the floors are olive drab. And then when I do the superstructure inside, the superstructure will be painted NATO green, and then in each little plate will be olive drab. That way, the two distinctive colors will be there for the NATO green and the olive drab. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. Fun, fun, fun. Never ends. Yep, time to make some seat bases, I guess. We're just going to use the kit seat bases because they're pretty close to accurate. Not as perfect as the aftermarket sets, but they're really close to accurate. Put that together like that. Come over here with some Tamiya. Super thin. Drop that in there. I don't have my glasses on. Shit, can't see what I'm doing. Better change my glasses. If I don't, can't see what the hell I'm doing. It's just too small. parts to sit straight on each other, not crooked like they want to go. Come on, straighten up. Okay, I'm going to use some super thin here and here, and here and here, and then squish these together. Squish. Squish out. Where is, there we go. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Hold your breath. Okay, that's straight. That's straight. There's one. God damn, this stuff is so small sometimes. Okay, put our Tammy extra thin in there. Let it do its thing. Push them together. Okay. Go in there. Gotta be straight, damn it. Okay. Here and here. Here. And the other end. Push them together. Just for a couple seconds. Yay. Oh, yeah, you guys can't see what I'm doing, can I? Hands up. There we go. 2 bases that need to be sanded. Yay. Let them sit for a minute or so. Two bases. And we're gonna have to actually make some parts. Yes, we have to make some parts. Makey. There's nowhere on the aftermarket can you find these parts anywhere. What we've got here is standard sheet of styrene. What we have to make is on these seat bases, when the original up armored version was issued, there was a plate that went underneath the truck, but on these seat bases was a curved piece of steel that went underneath the seat that was a blast protection for the driver and the passenger from underneath. So we have to make those and shape them so that they lay flat and then curve front and rear, um, as blast protection. And those were also painted desert tan, so they were the tan color, the sand yellow. So these will be semi-gloss black because they were powder coated from the factory that way. This will be tan, and then the seat frame will go over top of that, which again will be semi-gloss black because it was powder coated, and then the seat sat on top of those. So that's where we're at right now. So we have to make these silly little thingies here. So yeah, that's going to be fun. So that is where we are at today. Having fun with silly parts. Stop you from getting your nuts blown off? Yeah, that's what it was supposed to be. Yeah. It worked. These were so high off the ground that most of the blast went around it. And really just a bunch of broken glass or shattered glass. It didn't break because it was bulletproof glass, but smashed glass on the outside, and a lot of burn damage and a lot of holes through the up armor. But you were pretty lucky that it didn't go all the way through. The problem with some of the hets that we had to go pick up is that yeah, they survived and everybody got out, but the damn thing caught on fire and then started to burn. So yeah, you saved the crew, but you lost a piece of equipment. But you can always replace equipment. You can't replace people. So that was a good thing. So that's where I'm at. Yeah. Same reason guys sat on their helmets in helicopters. Exactly right. You are true. Yep. Bullet was strong enough to penetrate the aluminum and steel on the helicopter. Hopefully it lost enough force by the time it got to you through the piece of equipment that your helmet would, finish the slowing down. You might just get a burn on your butt, or better, or worst case scenario, you got a bullet lodged in your butt, but it was just lodged. It didn't go all the way in and all the way through and, cause a huge mess. So, yeah. Sit on your helmet. Yipper, 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 yippers. I agree on that one. Yeah. Yeah, things change though in modern warfare. With first it started off with V-beds, which was vehicle-borne um, improvised explosive device where they would actually just drive a vehicle at you with, loaded with fuel and explosives and try and blow it up. But that really didn't work. I mean, yeah, you'd burn the vehicle to the ground that that it hit, but everybody got out. And then they tried IEDs, and so the first IEDs, which were improvised explosive devices, were like propane tanks and stuff like that, hooked to washing machine timers and stuff, and those would blow up, and they did quite a bit of damage because of the shrapnel from the propane tanks, but they still weren't, you know, up to par. And then they came up with what was it called? IEDs, and it was a IFP, explosive force projectile. Now those came from Iran. Those were fucking scary. That's to say the least. Those, that didn't matter what kind of armor you had. The IFP went would go right through it. It was bad news. Bad, 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 bad news. And those were detonated by cell phone signal. So they could literally be, a mile away from you, watching you through binoculars, and then, press the button on the cell phone and kaboom. That was bad. That's instant popcorning right there. It's bad news bears. Get a coffee, be right back. Okie dokie. Coffee in hand. Alright, guys. I'm going to start making pieces and parts and stuff, and so everybody bugged me to do a thing today, so figured I'd just come up and make a video today, show everybody what's going on. So that's where we're at.